Welcome to lesson 2 of this series. Today we're going to be going over plant organs. Now, plant organs are structures composed of multiple tissue types that perform specific functions. Plants and animals both have organs, but plant organs are structurally and developmentally different from animal organs. This difference is due to independent evolutionary histories. Plant and animal lineages diverged over 1 billion years ago. Now, to understand plant organs, you need to understand the difference between stem cells and meristems. Stem cells are undifferentiated cells capable of becoming specialized. In animals, most stem cells exist briefly during embryonic development. Animal body plans are mostly fixed after development. In plants, stem cells persist throughout life. Plants continuously generate new organs. Whereas meristems are regions of active cell division containing stem cells, and there's 2 different types. Apical meristems are located at the tips of roots and shoots, and they're responsible for primary growth, also known as the length. Lateral meristems, found along stems and roots, are responsible for secondary growth. They control the thickness of different plant parts. You'll also need to know the difference between vascular plants and non-vascular plants. Vascular plants are characterized by the presence of stems, leaves, and roots. Vascular plants also have vascular tissues known as xylem and phloem. Non-vascular plants, like mosses, lack these structures altogether. Now, with that being said, let's get into the different kinds of plant organs that there is. So, the first type of plant organ I want to get into are the stems. Stems provide structural support, elevate leaves for light exposure, and contain vascular tissue for transport. Stems also function to transport water, minerals, and sugars. They also support reproductive and photosynthetic organs like tree trunks or stems as well. Stems are often above ground, although not always, and they bear the leaves and the buds. An example of an edible stem would be asparagus, which is normally harvested before they become woody. Leaves are another plant organ. Leaves are the primary site of photosynthesis. They have broad, flat surfaces for increased light absorption, and the green color is due to the chlorophyll. Their internal structure has veins that transport materials, and mesophyll cells that contain chloroplast. A leaf's phyllotaxy just determines the pattern of leaf arrangement on a stem. It determines branching patterns, or where buds form at the junction between the leaf and stem, which are called axillary buds. To distinguish the leaves from the stems, a key rule is if an organ bears buds, it's usually a stem, and if a structure has a bud above it, that structure is usually a leaf. Modified structures, like onion bulbs, are composed mostly of modified leaves surrounding a short stem. Now we get into roots. Roots are typically underground organs. Their primary function is absorption of water and minerals, as well as anchorage for the plant. The root epidermis produces root hairs for increased surface area. Roots grow continuously via apical meristems and branch eternally. Additional functions of roots are energy storage, like in carrots and beets, or symbiosis with fungi and mycorrhizae, and housing beneficial bacteria. Roots do not exhibit phyllotaxy because they don't bear buds or leaves. There's also a difference between a root and an underground stem. A good example would be a sweet potato would be a storage root, and a russet potato is an underground stem because it still has the buds of the eyes that show phyllotaxy. Knowing the difference between vegetative versus reproduction organs are also very important. Vegetative organs, like roots, stems, and leaves, function for growth, support, and resource acquisition, whereas reproductive organs, like flowers, fruits, and seeds, purely function for sexual reproduction. The botanical definition of a fruit is a mature, ripened ovary that contains seeds. Many culinary vegetables are botanically fruits, like tomatoes, cucumbers, and eggplants. Going on botanical definitions, a strawberry wouldn't be considered a true fruit. The fleshy part is in an ovary, and the true fruits on the strawberry are the external structures, or the acnes. The botanical definition of a berry is that it develops from a single flower with one ovary and is overall fleshy throughout. True berries includes things like tomatoes, bananas, blueberries, avocados, whereas Not true berries include strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries. It can be pretty misleading once you get to understand it. Scientific and cultural language can also make it confusing. Vegetable isn't even a botanical term. Legal and culinary definitions often conflict with scientific classification. Like tomatoes are botanically fruits, but legally classified as vegetables in the US. If you could take away anything from this lesson, it would be that plant bodies are built from a small number of organ types and can be modified in diverse ways. They have continuous growth via meristems that distinguishes plants from animals. An accurate identification of plant organs depends on the presence of buds, phyllotaxy, as well as their function and structure. If someone asks you to identify a plant organ, look for the buds, check for phyllotaxy, and determine the function, whether it's for storage, photosynthesis, or transport. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in more future lessons. Remember to subscribe if you want to get updated on any more botanical content that I'll be making.